Hello and welcome to our advertising campaign analysis. We are going to be analysing the American beer brand Budweiser, focusing on their 2013 and 2014 Super Bowl campaigns. This will include the adverts Brotherhood and Puppy Love. First we will introduce the brand. We will then apply theories to analyse the two adverts. We're going to break down both ads in terms of the content. We're going to review the target audience achieved and desired. Then we will look at an analysis of the exposure, frequency and volume, and lastly a summary and recommendations based on our findings.
Budweiser is an American global brand of a lager beer, which was ranked as the second best-selling beer in America in 2012. First brewed in 1876, Budweiser was the best-selling beer in the US for much of the 18th and 20th centuries. Budweiser has always put a major focus on marketing. This is the company that was increasing its spend to $246.2 million on Super Bowl commercials from 2002 to 2011. Whilst the brand is currently sold in 86 countries and is particularly popular in China, Budweiser's brand is owned by a Belgian-Brazilian company from 2008. It put even more emphasis on American culture on its brand marketing. As a result, the company aims to duplicate the legendary success of Coca-Cola in China and worldwide. Budweiser is now available in markets around the world, and the company is planned to increase the brand's global presence, in an effort to create a stronger, consistent brand image. New Belgian owner launched a rebranding initiative and a new Budweiser packaging. The new strategy seemed to work, as in 2015 Super Bowl marked the strongest Budweiser sales in more than a year. So Budweiser's vice president pointed out that Budweiser's 2015 Super Bowl campaign, Brotherhood, was among those that were successful in both entertainment value and also driving purchase intent. The Capfer's brand identity prism let us analyze the identity of the brand. For instance, Budweiser is associated to American people and the way of life. It is used to drive all brand-building efforts and maintain the brand identity, create value proposition. For instance, there are 6 key dimensions which gives the tangible and intangible characteristics of the brand. Firstly, physical, products, features and symbols, red, white colors, crown, lager, which associates with American culture. Personality, attitudes, such as American simple, relaxing lager. Culture, set of values the firm stands for. American way of life associated to sports. Relationship, handshake between the consumer and the organization. Relaxing, avoiding work and stress by drinking at home. Reflection, consumers' views. Traditional American values, workers. Self-image, mirror of the consumer as a user of the brand, but rather reflecting consumers that like spending time at home watching sports on TV with friends. Reals 3 elements of a brand. Brand skills. Budweiser's known for its American qualities. However, in 2013, the brand had a perception problem. Consumer thought that its brand's peers were watered down to reduce costs, and Budweiser's new advertising strategies were certified this perception. Brand personality. Budweiser personality consists of American way of life, especially associated to sports. It carries the traditional American values and culture, has a friendly, sincere social personality trying to convey product's credibility. Brand relationships. It has shifted from traditional to digital media, but increasingly it is using integrated marketing campaigns to reach its target audience and build customer relationships. For example, it encourages social sharing, user-generated content, and word of mouth. Its brand image forms emotional attachment and loyalty to the brand. Finally, in this case, effective strategies are a common approach to developing a strong brand name. This approach relies on the attitude development sequence of affective, cognitive, and cognitive. Similarly, Coca-Cola and Pepsi primarily use affective message strategies as well. The advertising campaigns are made to evoke liking, positive emotions, and favorable feelings towards the products and the brand.
The theory that has been used in this presentation. Capfer Brand Identity Prism 1986. Capfer has grounded his brand identity prism starting from the communication theory, according to which in each communication there is one who communicates, one that builds a representation of who speaks, and one who receives the message and the relationship that is established between them. And the brand thinks in the theory as the brand itself is a source of communication. Thus, the physique and personality have the role of defining the sender, the brand, while the reflection and self-image that define the recipient, the consumer. The relationship and the culture fill the gap between the sender and the recipient. The strong and weak theory. The strong theory was introduced by Jones in 1991. The basis of strong theory is to persuade people to buy items or services they never wanted before, and to create new brands and long-term purchase behavior from the consumer, assuming that the consumer doesn't have access to the information and not able to understand himself what he wants. The most common applying of strong theory is AIDA model, which is attention, interest, desire, and action. Weak theory by Ehrenberg, 1998. Suggested by Big Theory purchase is more habitual and advertising less influential. Awareness trial reinforcement model is suggested by anybody to be more influential, where advertising is reinforcing the existing attitude, and nudge theory can be applied to make people to make their decisions more efficient than song theory. Food econ and building model 1976. FCB model is based on thinking, feeling and involvement process, when high involvement and thinking rationality is always used for expensive committed products, where then following by feeling emotional high involvement, which is for appearance products as in jewelry and cosmetics, going down to low involvement in habitual products is food, household cleaning items and personal hygiene items, ending right with the impulse self-satisfying products such as low involvement and highly emotional as buying liquor, cigarettes and candy. Budweiser falls in emotional low involvement self-satisfactory product category when it's all about social appeal. Everything is surely allowed here, that the key is to use attention grabbing design and arrangements to get people attention. AIDA model. The first phase of AIDA model is attention, which is designed to spark interest in the consumer, which is usually sparked by unique design, pricing or marketing strategy. Second phase is interest, that can create desire for the product or service, and consumer will want to know more about the current product, its function and features. The third phase is desire. This phase is designed to simulate an action to buy. After comparing the pros and cons of the product service, desire might grow, which can lead to a purchase of the product or service. Action is the fourth and the last phase of the AIDA model, when desire triggers the action and the consumer will want to buy the product or service when he can fulfill his desire.
In terms of the content in Budweiser's Super Bowl ads, we have taken a look at the use of animals in emotional appeal and applied the AIDA model and the FCB grid in the analysis. We have adopted the models to analyze advertising effectiveness instead of brand purchase. The Brotherhood ad from 2013 shows the reunion of the breeder and the Clydesdale 3 years later, after he handed the baby horse over back to the folks at Budweiser stable. And the Puppy Love ad from 2014 shows a similar story of the friendship between a puppy and a Clydesdale. Words cannot describe how heart-melting these two ads are, and you have to see the full versions yourself to become emotionally attached with the brand. Also, they were voted the favorite Super Bowl ad of the year. So far, this is the first step of the AIDA process. Budweiser is using an emotional appeal in its advertising to attract consumers' attention. Animals used in advertising are viewed as standard symbols of human qualities. Featuring animals in advertisements may result in more positive emotions towards a brand in order for an increase in brand liking. Emotional advertising has been shown to affect consumers' reactions to ads in order to enhance their attention and to affect brand attitude. Using positive emotional appeal such as love, affection, humor, and joy to develop positive brand attitude can make consumers feel good about the brand by creating favorable brand associations. If consumers are emotionally attached to the ads, they've already become interested, which is the second stage of the AIDA process. Before we move on to the next two stages, let's find out how animal-themed advertising attracts attention. Animals featured in advertising are termed trait characters, and they have the ability to enhance brand preference. A trait character is defined as a fictional, animate, or inanimate being, or an animated object that is created to promote a product, brand, service, or idea. In fact, one of the first brand characters was Michelin Man in 1898. Using animals in advertising can link a desired image to a brand, and that can result in more positive emotions towards a brand in order for an increase in brand liking. Consumer response generated from positive emotional advertising results in positive reactions, and using advertising to encourage consumer engagement is part of Budweiser's advertising strategy. For example, the ads had millions of views on YouTube and were shared on social media networks millions of times. So, when viewers share the ads within their social networks, they've already been through the action process, which is the final step of AIDA. But Where's the desire? Research has found that there is no relationship between desire and action. In this case, viewers do not have to develop feelings for the brand to share the ad they find interesting. However, this analysis can confirm that positive ad attention and interest do contribute to advertising engagement. Beer is categorized in the fourth quadrant in the FCB grade, which is placed in the low involvement and feel dimensions. It is the do, feel, learn strategy, and purchase decisions of Budweiser are feeling dominated, which means it's a low risk in terms of financial investment to buy the brand, and it's more about the brand image for a trial purchase. Brands in this category are to satisfy personal tastes, and therefore Bud has been using emotional appeal such as affection, humor, and joy in its ads. Budweiser has also been using the pull strategy to attract attention for consumers to find out more about the brand.
The committed Budweiser drinker is mainly male, aged 35 plus. These are the guys who remember drinking Bud with their fathers during the product's golden age. So how has this campaign appealed to these customers? The advert engages these drinkers through its nostalgic appeal by using the Clydesdale horses, reinforcing the idea that Bud was there for the good old days and can therefore withstand the test of time. Ehrenberg's weak theory can be used to describe how this campaign will be received by this demographic. Firstly, awareness. The branded wagon and truck appear toward the end, meaning this is positioned amongst familiar imagery such as a man hard at work and a Clydesdale horse. Next, trial. They probably have a bottle or remember a time when they've shared one with good company. And lastly, reinforcement. They enjoy the product and the advert's family and friendship messaging, as they always have done. Although this ad presents the opportunity to share this messaging amongst friends, it's unlikely that this demographic will take part on the online conversation. We can see from the Bearer report that these customers are in the boredom stage with the brand. Bearer defined boredom as a customer resentment or dissatisfaction of the brand that is focused on short-term objectives at a cost of building future growth. With minimal innovation, the brand may no longer command premium as the market value sinks. Next, we have the millennial drinkers, or Generation Y. These are the people that have grown up with technology and are now old enough to drink. They are also the people that will not remember Bud during their peak and have gradually become disenchanted with the brand. So how can an old-timer brand engage with a younger audience? Using strong theory, we can break down this campaign in terms of its appeal to people unfamiliar with the brand. Firstly, awareness. Instant attention through the use of animals in both adverts that portray the value of friendship, with one showing us the friendship between the Clydesdales and their trainer, and the other showing a puppy's cuteness and the relationship with the Clydesdale horse. This could be interpreted as the older brand's fostered relationship with their millennials. Next, interest. The historical Clydesdale horse and its relationship with the puppy and trainer developed throughout the ad, climaxing in their reunion at the end. Next, desire. It invokes emotions of strong distant relationships and good times had with friends associated with the brand. And lastly, action. Both ads inspire the sharing of memories and emotions via social media. The call to action is to send this ad on to somebody you know it will touch. Part of the strategy of this campaign is to inspire people to create their own content and share their opinion of the adverts through social media. Through this, Budweiser makes a concerted effort to engage with its millennial drinkers. The Bearer graph for the male millennials shows Budweiser sits on the border between love and boredom. Moving into the love stage of development will mean the brand's intangible value, margins, and loyalty are maximized. During 2012, women represented 1/4 of US beer consumption by volume. So how has this campaign reached these potential customers? As we can see from 2002 to 2006 and 2011, that women nearly make up half of all Super Bowl viewers. Therefore, the classic Super Bowl commercials appealing only to men are missing a massive opportunity. Budweiser's marketing approach masterfully appeals to both men and women. In removing gender boundaries, Budweiser attempts to make this commercial appealing to both genders, therefore broadening its effectiveness.
Exposure. The 2014 Super Bowl was seen by an average of number of 111.5 million people within America. That is an average of 46.5% of houses within America. The two cities that had the biggest audiences were Seattle and Kansas City, with 57% and 58% of households tuning in respectively. Puppy Love was the most successful commercial of the 2014 Super Bowl as voted for by the audience. However, this advert was only limited to American television, as the Super Bowl is only shown in America. Frequency. The Puppy Love advert was only shown once during the Super Bowl, which was in the final quarter of the games. This is also where the highest numbers of audiences were recorded. This could have been a strategy from Budweiser in order to maximize the reach of their advert. The Puppy Love advert was released on YouTube 3 days before the Super Bowl launch by the Budweiser brand. The YouTube version of the advert has achieved over 52 million views. Volume. The Puppy Love advert for Budweiser was one of the most popular commercials in terms of social activity. The Super Bowl 2014 event inspired 25.3 million tweets by 5.6 million individuals, which averages at 4.5 tweets per person. The advert was voted as the best Super Bowl commercial ever by the public voters. Puppy Love has over 218,000 YouTube likes, as well as 17,000 YouTube comments. Social activity. This graph shows the social activity on Twitter for the Puppy Love advert. You can see that during the hour after the advert aired, the Budweiser hashtag of Best Buds received almost 59,000 mentions. Other than the hour after the showing, there wasn't much more customer interaction with the Best Buds hashtag. Here is another graph which highlights the Twitter activity for the Budweiser brand as a result of the Puppy Love commercial. It clearly shows that on the day of the Super Bowl, Budweiser attracted 3,700 new followers.
So to summarize, we've looked at the brand and noted how their reputation was in decline.
We've explored models and theories in order to analyze the two campaigns.
We saw how they have used animals to remove demographic barriers.
And how millennials aren't finding online content engaging enough.
We saw how the ad has high reach potential but only created low involvement. Now, recommendations.
The brand needs to identify with its younger consumers. This could be achieved by creating better and more engaging content.
Encouraging the adoption of millennial ideologies such as being on the cutting edge of social technology, freedom and exploration and personalization.
The brand should use these technologies to lengthen campaign exposure, adding more content as the campaign develops, demanding more attention from their online community, such as the Heineken online campaign and app, which takes the user's location information and makes recommendations on where they can get their products, inspiring spontaneous meetings, evenings, and driving sales.
In order to drive traffic to the app, they should create advertising that directs customers to their improved online content.
Currently, the Budweiser app serves to provide information on brand-related sports events with no interaction between the brand and the user. We recommend that the functionality of the app be extended to include brand-related social activities and events to improve the brand interactions and extend advertising exposure.